So these new Scuf controllers just got announced, I'm a Scuf user. I love, actually been pleasantly surprised with all of Scuf's different controls. Hold on, let me adjust this real quick. And like pretty much out of nowhere, they teased these new controllers, both the Impact, which I'll get to second because that's like a bigger deal, and the Infinity 4PS Pro. They kind of announced them out of the blue. They teased them over the weekend on their Twitter account, and then announced both of these new products simultaneously. So I got these both for review, both the Infinity 4PS Pro and the Scuf Impact. Now they're both for PS4, and now PS4 controllers can also be used for PC. So they're both PS4 and PC, which is actually good because Xbox users and are actually PC users too, they have the Elite controller options, and also Scuf makes their own Elite controllers. But there really hasn't been, other than Scuf, there really hasn't been any like high-end Pro Elite Elite style controller for PlayStation other than the ones that Scuf makes. So they have these two controllers, so let's open them up and see what they look like. I'm going to start with the Pro, with the 4PS Pro, because there's not much radically new with this. They changed some of the insides. There's a new circuit board that improves the click-through rate on the paddles, which I'll get to. The paddles are now removable. So let's break this thing open and see what it looks like here. So like I said, this is the Infinity 4PS Pro with their new design, and it's for PlayStation and PC. So the things that they've changed are, I mean, they came out with the Infinity 4PS, I want to say it was last year, about a year ago now, that caught it up to their Infinity line for the Xbox One. Now the sticks you can swap out the sticks. I'll show a close-up there. You can swap out those joysticks for longer joysticks. You can swap them out for concave or domed. I am a firm believer in the domed analog sticks. Real cool. So someone just asked where are the Xbox Ones. They already have them. They already make Elite controllers. Scuf has their Elite lineup, and they also have their own Infinity Ones, they're called, for the Xbox One. But these are their new products, and they're for PlayStation and PC. So just as a Scuf user now, I can already tell you that the paddles feel a lot better. They just have I don't know how to describe it. It's just a better feel. It's a more substantial feel. My big complaint with the existing Elite controllers for Xbox One is that the paddles are like super easy. Yeah, they sent Pittsburgh Steelers colors, so that's pretty cool. And now another big thing is these are removable. So now you can just easily swap these out. Say like the paddles get worn out, which hasn't happened. Like I've been using my Scuf controllers for years and years now, and they have not been worn out. But you can swap these out. You can play without them, which is good because before you could not. They were just bolted on there, and you couldn't do anything about it. So now you can remove these paddles, which is really cool. Play without them if you want. So there's a lot of things that this does have. It's Bluetooth connectivity. You can also plug it in with USB, micro USB port. Now another thing that they added that they're advertising is a new housing for the USB cord. So one of my complaints about USB or micro USB is that the cords can get worn out really easily because it's such a flimsy connection, so you can like damage cords or damage the controller. So now they have a new, what they're saying, we'll see if it works. I'm still going to test it out and review it and everything. But it's like a new housing for the cord. So it says it'll last longer because it's more secure in there and it'll stay connected. So that's pretty cool. Like I said, you can swap out the joysticks. You can turn these triggers into hair triggers. I'll show you a close-up of the triggers there. So you can turn those into hair triggers and adjust where exactly it activates. So then you're clicking less, it takes less time to like pull the trigger on like a first-person shooter or something like that. So that's really cool. So yeah, not a whole lot new with the Pro compared to the Infinity 4PS that's already out there or was out there that this is now replacing. Just a few minor tweaks and changes, which is cool. The pricing on this, now Scuf controllers are like super expensive. So if you are gonna go pro or anything like that, if you are gonna go pro, then it's gonna be, it's a little pricey. So it's $129, pricing starts at $129.95 for these, and then, but you can get a fully loaded one, which has, you can completely remap these triggers for any button, analog sticks, analog presses, any button on the controller, reprogram those, and so a fully loaded Scuf controller, Scuf Pro, 4PS Pro, is $180. So yeah, it's steep, but I've put hundreds of hours on my Scuf pads. There hasn't been any wear and tear. It still feels like they're like right out of the box. So that is the Infinity 4PS. Now we're gonna get into the Impact one, which is a brand new pad. I'll put this here so you can still see it, because it's just a pretty controller. Hit me up if you have any questions about that. So now I'm gonna get into the Impact, and this is a completely new design for a PlayStation controller. Usually Scuf products, their controllers have the exact same shell as or exact same insides and everything as either an Xbox One controller or a PlayStation 4 controller, depending on what you're picking up. This is completely redesigned for comfort. They're saying that this is the best design for your hands on the PlayStation. So let's open up the Scuf Impact, which is also for PlayStation 4 and PC. Here we go. So, oh man. Just first impression, this makes a really good first impression. It just feels, it has that comfort of an Xbox controller because it's bigger. So they made it wider. This is still, there's a close-up of it. This is a PlayStation 4 controller, but this is the Scuf Impact controller. So it's for PlayStation 4 and PC. They made it a little wider because right now you only have, or currently they could only fit 2 paddles on the back of these things. But now with the Impact, they made it longer, and now you can fit 4. And these, like the 4PS Pro, these are removable. These paddles are removable. They still feel, they really did make improvements to these. It's not just like some PR BS. Like, these feel really good. This is just a really good feeling controller. Like, they got the military grip back here, interchangeable thumbsticks. I use these controllers for Rocket League primarily, and I love a longer, the left stick that controls steering. I like it longer and domed. That's just my personal preference, and you can swap these sticks out at any time. Say you're uncomfortable with the stick that's in there, boom, you just swap it out, put another one in there. Say the stick wears out, you can swap another one in there so you don't have to buy an entirely new controller. That's partially what's so great about these. But yeah, it has a headphone jack at the bottom, so you're not missing out on that. Bluetooth connectivity, USB housing, micro USB housing if you want it plugged in. So first impression, it makes an incredible first impression. This is a really good feeling controller. It's not too heavy, it's not too light, doesn't feel cheap. One of my complaints, I only have a couple complaints with the Xbox One Elite controller, that it's heavy. It's like, it feels solid, so if you're paying 150 bucks for a controller, you want it to feel solid, but it almost feels too heavy. Like, I suffer like gaming fatigue if I'm playing with it for too long. But this is like damn near perfect. Like, I haven't played with it yet, but this feels really, really solid. So the Impact is a whole new design on PlayStation 4 controller. Like, if you're looking for an Elite controller and you're a PlayStation user, like, this is probably the closest thing that you're gonna get. Like, it's a solid controller. So now the pricing on the Impact, like all of Scuf pricing, I mean, you're buying a premium product, so it's gonna be kind of expensive. These start at $140, and you can get a fully loaded one with completely with electromagnetic remapping, so you can remap all these triggers to whatever button you want. Out of the box, if you don't have that, these paddles can only control the face buttons, and you can't switch out, or you can't switch, like, if you want the X button to be this one or the circle button to be this one, you can't switch that. But You can buy the electromagnetic remapping, so you can switch them on the fly. You just press a magnet to the back of this thing, and then you can remap any of the buttons. Really awesome stuff. If you want all of that and all the hair triggers and removable triggers, and you can put on trigger extensions on this, fully loaded Impact will cost 190 bucks. So, these are first impressions of the Scuf Impact and Infinity 4 PS Pro. Infinity 4 PS Pro made some nice tweaks, but if you already have an Infinity 4 PS, it really doesn't seem like it's that big of a leap. You can still hold on to your Infinity 4 PS and still have a fantastic controller. That's what I use. But this Impact controller, like, this adds all of the advantages of an Xbox One controller. You have those 2 extra paddles on the back. Also, that these can be removed if you don't want to play with any paddles. You can take them all off. This is a great feeling controller. It's great. Fantastic first impression. I can't wait to use it and see how it feels. I'm gonna hit up Rocket League real soon, because that's like my best game. So I can see if I'm getting any of the Scuf benefits that it advertises. The other things that it comes with, you can adjust. It does have this one has the electromagnetic remapping. It comes with the key that removes the joysticks, so if you want to swap those out, you can. And it comes with the trigger extensions, which I'll show you here in a second. Let me open this up. I'm not a huge fan of the trigger extensions. It's better for first-person shooters and things like that, but it doesn't really matter for Rocket League. So you can just slap these on. You can take this one off and slap on the trigger extension so it's longer. So you can put 2 fingers on it or a different finger on it and still have access to that. So yeah, like, Scuf is really all about it's how you want to customize the controller so it's comfortable for you. If you want to swap out the sticks for longer ones, shorter ones, domed, concave, you can do all that. That's really what the best part about the Scuf lineup is, and this has all that. This has all the adjustments and everything you could really want in a Scuf controller, and plus it feels better than a PlayStation 4 controller. It really does. I'm a big fan of the PlayStation 4 controller design. Sony's first-party controllers are okay. They don't last too long. They could be better, and that's why I am a fan of these Scuf lineup of PlayStation 4 controllers. So over the weekend and the next week, I'm going to test out both products. I'm going to shoot a video in studio for the Post-Gazette, and I'm going to show you all the ins and outs and how everything can be removed and adjusted and changed once I get some more hands-on time with it. But, so this is just a quick first impression. And, yeah. And it makes a really good first impression. So, if you have any questions about the Infinity 4 PS Pro, that's this one, or the brand new Scuffed Impact Pad. I'll give you another close-up. There's the back of it, side view, and of course the most important part, the front. There it is. Really, man, it's a pretty controller. If you have any questions about those at all, hit me up on Twitter at GameGuyPGH. Like I said, I'm going to be checking these out for the next week. And beyond, because you want to make sure that these things last. Like, that's the really important thing. If you're spending upwards like $150, $200 on a premium video game controller, yeah, you're going to want it to last. And I've been using Scuf pads for over a year now, and I have over 1,000 hours in Rocket League, and I use Scuf controllers exclusively for Rocket League. And yeah, there hasn't been any wear and tear. And if the sticks get worn down or anything, you just swap them out for new ones. So yeah, I'm gonna be putting these through the ringer, and hopefully they stand up. But yeah, as first impressions go, yeah, this feels like a great controller. I can't wait to test it out on an actual game. So yeah, hit me up on Twitter if you've got any questions about these 2 new controllers from Scuf. And yeah, thanks for watching. This has been the Scuf Impact and Scuf Infinity 4 PS Pro. So, thank you so much for watching.